What's up, Cincinnati? Welcome in to another episode of the BCJ Podcast, coming to you live from the Cincy Light Studios, where I'm pretty sure everyone needs at least a case of Cincy Light right now, and always presented by our wonderful partners at the Holy Grail. If you are out and about tonight in your pre-Thanksgiving, meeting up with friends of new and old, and make sure you head on down to the Holy Grail. Get you some Cincy Lights. We need all the dollars from the Cincy Lights to go to the athletic department. So please head there. I'm pretty sure they're going to be closed tomorrow, but you probably need a beer from there tomorrow too. And head there on Saturday, as I also feel we are likely having a watch party, although I have not heard yes or no on that. But that is probably the case. So head on down to the Holy Grail. Support those that support us. And yeah, I'm here. My name's Dave, not Chad. I'm here with Aaron. We are doing
Not Dave.
Hi Aaron. How are you?
I got that cough back that I've had all week.
Yeah, you're still dealing with that upper respiratory ailment, huh?
Yeah, I think it's somehow gotten worse. I probably have pneumonia, the black lung. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I don't even know what to say. We planned on coming in here talking a little bit about a basketball game that should have been a breeze, and then previewing TCU, doing the Cincy Light Six Pack, and then I was going to make my way out of here, and Aaron and Chad would either continue in this stream or possibly, get one later on, because the game did run a little bit longer, and I don't know what time Chad's going to actually get home to do the aftermath, but they will have the bulk of the recap for that stirring basketball game that we all just witnessed, where the Bearcats fell 64-56 to Eastern Michigan, who, let me just run through some quick stats for you on EMU's season to date. They gave up 91 points to a team called, 90. I don't want to give them too much credit. In a loss to the Indiana University of Indianapolis.
Not to be confused with IUPUI.
No, those guys scored 90. They also have a win against Oakland University, where Oakland scored 91. Eastern Michigan scored 17 points in the first half against Louisville on Monday night, and ended up losing that game by 41, 87-46. And the Bearcats mustered a grand total of 56 points against this vaunted Eagles defense. Keegan Nickerson just sent out a tweet that Eastern Michigan shot 43% from the field and 33% from three. By no means did they shoot the lights out that usually occurs in these kind of bye game situations that you might see. Oh, Ben Irwin, thank you for the update. I had no idea that Ooey Pooey is now IU Indy.
I had no idea.
That shows you the level of program that they are, that multiple years ago a name change happened. I had no idea it happened, and we just lost to a team that lost to them. So that's cool. I don't know, man. Like, I would like to just say that stuff happens. We've lost to the Presbyterian Blue Hose. We've lost to Monmouth. We lost to NKU. Yes, stuff happens. But to play a game just, for what, maybe 7-8 minutes in the second half, when they actually put some stuff together to make an actual run, they were never the better team in that game.
Well, I'm going to try not to get too deep in the weeds here on this show, as we have to do an entire show on this game. But yeah, oh, God, it was, and I'll say it again later, but that was the worst showing that they've had since Northern Kentucky a couple of years ago. You had 29 points with, I think, 9.5 minutes left in this game. That's it. It was, to do this at home, like, I understand that it's a day before a holiday. It's a 2 days removed from, you're 48 hours removed from another game. But Jesus, what are we doing?
I don't know. I don't know. Like,
I also understand.
I could come on here and rant and rave and this should happen, it's not going to happen. I mean, it's November 26th. It's not going to happen.
I do understand, like, you're missing, in this game, you were missing 3 of your top 3 power forwards. You had no Baba Miller. You haven't had Slime all season yet. And you had no Jalen Celestine. So you had literally no depth at your 4 spot. But you still have more skill up and down this entire roster than Eastern Michigan. That's,
yeah, like I'm Wes is in the post game talking about we've never played offense with that group. We tried to play 4 guards. It was dysfunctional. It's not an excuse. Yeah, then why are we bringing it up?
We didn't play offense the entire game. We also didn't play defense the entire game. Well, that was sloppy. The entire game was sloppy. All of it.
Yeah, I mean, there were moments when Day and Sincere Harris were at least trying to put some pressure on Eastern Michigan, try to change the tempo of the. That's one thing that I didn't really understand was if you have this more guard-oriented lineup because Celestine and Baba Miller are out, and you start to, you've started the game and well into the game and even well into the second half, having a bad offensive game. Am I totally just an idiot for thinking, well, maybe we need to just ratchet up the pressure and see if we can get them to make some mistakes, get some turnovers, get some easy baskets, just change the pace, change the tempo. Like, try to get your offense jump started by getting some easy buckets and getting them maybe out of a rhythm a little bit. And we didn't. Like, hey, you're playing more guards, press more then.
They Eastern Michigan turned the ball over 17 times. That's a lot of turnovers. You were only able to get 19 points off of those 17 turnovers.
So they turned it over 17 times with not. I mean, there was good ball pressure at times in the half court, but if they turned it over that many times without extensive pressure, then I'm sitting here wondering how many times would they have turned it over if we'd have put more pressure on them. I'm not going to say they. I did nothing wrong tonight. I had a great day. I made mashed potatoes for tomorrow. So this is not my fault at all. I will not say we.
You also got out-rebounded in this one, 36-29.
Okay, what's new?
Well, I can tell you one thing that's new. They hit 11 of 14 free throws. They went 78.6% free throws, 9 for 9 in the second half even.
Yippee.
That was new.
Once you throw these tweets up so we can get even more angry people in here.
I did forget.
That's all right. I mean, hey, you don't lose to Eastern Michigan every day. Things grab your attention, and I don't want to disparage Eastern Michigan at all. They played hard. They were efficient on offense, especially in the first half. Second half was kind of what I expected to happen. They scored 8 points less than they did in the first half, and holding anybody at home from the MAC type of level to 64 points, I won't say should be an easy win, but a comfortable win. And nope, not even close to comfortable win. Did we ever lead in this game? I mean, I see Teeth Meloise's wire-to-wire win too. So
not once. We trailed for 39:03, and because it took a whole minute for either team to score.
Well, you mentioned we went the Bearcats. I keep saying we. I had nothing to do with this loss. They went 11 for 14 from the line. Well, Eastern went 19 for 22. So them shooting well from the free. This is going to be a bit all night, people. Hang with me. Them shooting 11 for 14 was totally negated by the other team also shooting 86% from the line. SBone4681 says Cincinnati needs a total makeover, starting with the AD. The entire sports department stinks. Don't throw baseball into this SA Bone. And don't throw my golfers in this. They're top 35 in the country.
Oh, my God.
But, yeah, I mean...
Tweets are out.
The tweets are out. All right. Well, now I'll retweet them. Because we need more angry Bearcats the day before they go hang out with their family and get even more angry because they have to hang out with their family. I don't know if you're familiar with the comedian Derek Stroop.
Negative.
He's pretty funny, and he's got a good bit about cigarettes saving Thanksgiving. And I think there might be some Bearcat fans that are going to need a cigarette tomorrow to save Thanksgiving from saying something to a family member they might regret.
What kind of cigarettes are we talking here, Dave?
Oh, either non-filters or reds.
I was thinking the wacky kind.
Where do you go from here? I'm not sure because there's not. I mean, you're gonna have to. At least me personally, I came into the season thinking this was a bubble-ish team. And a loss like this doesn't necessarily change that, but you now have a bad loss to go along with, we'll use the college football playoff. They have a good loss in Louisville. I don't think that works in basketball like it does in football. And now you still have games against Clemson, Georgia, who both have been shown to score some points.
Dave, you play like this against Xavier, and you're going to get your ass kicked.
Oh, you're acting like I think they're going to win that game. Come on.
They're not a better team. They're not
22 years since they've won in the Cintas Center. After what I just watched tonight, you think I'm going to think that's going to happen?
I would expect Baba Miller back in that game.
I mean,
and that changes things.
It's 100%. He's their best player.
Yes.
But for tonight, that should not have mattered one single bit.
I've been saying up to this point that Baba is arguably your best player. I think we saw today he is unequivocally your best player.
Yes. And best, most important, most impactful. Like, without him, the offense already didn't look great at times against Louisville, and especially when he went out, and on Monday. And tonight it was just, I don't know, man. I don't.
Day tried. It just wasn't enough.
Well, that's what I was just going to say. He made them, but those were some bombs. And if he doesn't make those, I mean, this is a no contest runaway double-digit loss.
You can say that for any game, though. Well,
You
if he
can,
doesn't make
but
those shots.
those were like end of shot clock. There's nobody else for me to pass the ball to. I got to put him up shots.
That's also a product of the work he's put in. It's not as if him shooting threes well this season is an anomaly. He's been doing that well all season.
Thankfully for him.
Yeah.
Because if it was anybody else,
Ugh.
I don't know. I keep saying I don't know because I don't know.
I hate to break it to you, Orioles. Jordi Rodriguez is not the answer.
If he's the answer, what is the question?
He was he was 0 for 5 in this game with 2 rebounds in his 8 minutes played. That's his entire stat line. All of it.
Yeah.
Yuck. I don't know, man. I don't know what you even say in practice. Like, you have to almost get back to fundamentals.
I don't know. I'm reading.
Or just
you know this, and most people that listen to this and listen to me know that I do not take a lot from post-game press conferences. Games have just ended. Like, coaches have, who knows what happened in the locker room. Coaches come out, they got to talk. I get it all. Wes's response about the offense, I want to throw my phone through a window. and this computer on top of it.
Windows are expensive, bro.
And what is keeping the offense from getting where he wants it to be? A number of things. We have to figure it out. We haven't had time to make those adjustments. With some practice time, we can make some changes. What are we doing then in practice?
Well, you also scheduled this on purpose to give yourself one. Terry talked about it on the broadcast. You scheduled it on purpose with only one day off in between because you wanted to let your guys know what it feels like to play in March Madness. That was why they did this.
Pardon my laughter. So, I mean, yeah, you want to feel what it's like to play in March Madness on November 26th. Come on.
Oh
we've known and they've known they're a good to really good defensive team. So wouldn't that mean that you're likely spending, 60-40, 70-30 on offense?
I would think so. We also know that Shauna Abaya has been in the gym at every opportunity, and in this one, he goes 2 of 9, 1 of 7 from 3. No free throws. He did not attack the rim. The one time he did attack the rim, he actually missed a dunk.
Yeah. I'm just kind of I'm at a loss right now because it doesn't seem like they took anything that they didn't do well offensively against Louisville. And granted, you had a game on Friday, you had a game on Monday, you had a game on Wednesday. So yes, there is not a lot of time to truly work on elements of fine-tuning, putting in different motions or sets off, actions off of plays. That should not be needed in this game. You should not have to be going through when Eastern Michigan takes this away because they're so good on defense. Here's what we're gonna do instead.
You should almost be able to play street ball against Eastern Michigan.
You almost should be, Aaron. You almost should be. And at times, that's what it looked like.
Well.
I've spent, we spent almost 20 minutes talking about a game that we had no intentions of really talking about at all.
We shouldn't have had to.
Nope, we sure shouldn't have.
Take care of business and move on to Turkey Day.
Mm-hmm.
That was not to be.
It'll be a delightful turkey. I'm sure Wes will have all the fellas over. We'll have a lovely sliced turkey dinner. Should be a real, good time had by all. GTHBA.
Not much to talk about outside of just enjoying the day, right? Talk
That's right.
about all the things you're thankful for.
Yeah. I can't even, there's so many things I want to say.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
But it's November 26th, and there's not really a point in saying those today.
Not yet.
Not yet. Now, there might be a point here pretty soon because we're going to have potentially 2-3 podcasts between Saturday's final game against TCU and whenever the Bearcats go to a bowl game. So just hang around for a couple more weeks. And
Dave, what do you do if you go into?
We're gonna need some content, and I'll be sure to have it for you.
What do you do if you're going into the conference play and you've got, I don't know, 5 losses?
The same thing you've done the last 3 or 4 years.
You didn't have that many losses going into conference play.
Not last year, but yeah. No, Dan Simon can't say it. He's at the era. What is this thing called? Players era.
The players era.
He was watching his alma mater blow a 12-point second half lead to Kansas. So he's not in a good mood either.
Oh my.
Anyway,
indeed.
Was that segment brought to you by anybody?
No, that was brought to you out of the goodness of our hearts because we have to cover basketball here on this little show.
All right, well then.
But I say
we get into TCU, and that can be brought to us by somebody.
Well, we do have a timestamp though.
There we go.
So we will go ahead and timestamp that first thrilling 23 minutes there. That segment, the timestamp. Jesus, I'm about as discombobulated as a basketball team here. That timestamp brought to you by Turtles Brew. Turtles Brew is the only zero sugar, zero carbs, gluten-free, bourbon-infused tea that helps save the sea turtles. You can get it in a dearth of flavors. I believe there's 6 different flavors. Flavors like lemonade, peach, strawberry. Strawberry. There's I don't have the read. Thanks, Chad. But lots of flavors that you can get there from Turtles Brew. I hear this every week. I don't know why I don't have those flavors.
It's the only zero sugar, zero carb, gluten-free, bourbon-infused tea.
I said as much.
That helps save the sea turtles.
You can get it in
I've tried almost all the flavors, and it's wonderful.
Orange vanilla is my favorite, actually, but I digress. I wish I had one right now. The best part about them is you can drink them out of the Hawaiian Punch little pouches.
That's right.
You can find them at your local liquor stores.
Bringing those to your family Thanksgiving party tomorrow.
I suggest having 3 before you get to family Thanksgiving.
Should we talk about Thanksgiving? Are you a fan of Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it's a time. I mean, especially now that I'm away from my family, living 2.5 hours away from the city and all of that. It's time to get together with my family. My sister comes in from Indianapolis. Unfortunately, my youngest sister, her kids, all 3 of her daughters have the flu right now.
That's fun.
So that sucks. So we probably will not be seeing them tomorrow. They had fevers this morning, and look, I'm not trying to get any of our clan. It seems every time we get together with a family thing, there's been hand, foot, mouth. We had that the last one, I believe, the last family get together. Before that, there was another. I don't even. Maybe it was. I don't know. Something. It was something. But all the kids got sick. Like, I understand that all of these kids put everything in their mouth. My two daughters, they constantly sucking a finger. So just can only imagine what they're getting every time we get together. So plus I think they all have just agreed. They have an unspoken agreement that every cup is a communal cup.
Oh,
so
God.
everyone has an individual cup, but they just all don't care. None of them care.
We need to do something about that.
Look, man, we try. It's hard.
Do you have a dish that you enjoy the most on Thanksgiving?
I'm a big sweet potato guy,
Okay.
like with the all the fixings on top. I'm just about the carbs, really. The mashed potatoes,
The carbs
stuffing.
and then the pass out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even like turkey. Like I get a no thank you portion just to say I had it,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
I load up on everything else.
Tomorrow I'm grilling ribeyes and filet mignon.
That is very different.
We are yes, because I'm not a fan of Thanksgiving food in general. So I did make mashed potatoes today, and we are making a lasagna tomorrow. And other than that, I'll have lasagna, I'll have some steak, and I'll have my own mashed potatoes because I like them very much. And other than that, I'm pretty much good.
DCR, no one likes dressing, which is why I told my mom she's not allowed to make it anymore, and we just make stovetop.
DCR must be from the South because nobody in Ohio is calling stuff dressing.
Yeah.
Does DCR like oyster dressing though? That is a true
unfamiliar.
That is a true Southern dish. But anyway, enough of Thanksgiving dinner. I hope everybody has a wonderful Thanksgiving tomorrow with their friends and family. It's time to talk about the Horned Frogs of TCU, led by the wonderful head coach Sonny Dykes.
And that segment is brought to you by Home Field Apparel. Home Field Apparel right now is doing their Black Friday sale, 30% off. You don't need a code outside. I think they provide it to you when you go onto their website. Home Field 30 at checkout gives you 30% off of everything. I'm going to share my screen here so you can see some of the things they have available. Things like the Game Breaker jacket. I have that vintage crew neck there, the 90s with the jumping Bearcat there. The Cat's hoodie. They all sorts of retro gear.
It's a perfect time to drop some hints tomorrow at your family function. Say, hey, you know what? I've been looking at these Home Field Apparel items, and man, they are some really fine pieces of Bearcat nostalgia. And you know what? If you're still thinking about getting me a Christmas gift, they have a Black Friday sale going on. I can attest the sweatshirt's super comfortable. I need to get some sweatpants because I imagine if the sweatshirts are wonderful, that the sweatpants probably are as well.
I would imagine.
But yes, support Home Field. They keep updating their Bearcat collection. We appreciate that. Appreciate their partnership with us. But the Horned Frogs, TCU, both teams 7-4. They got a nice win last week at Houston, holding the Cougars to 14 points a week after just getting duck trucked at BYU, where I was kind of sitting there wondering, okay, is this team toast? Are they mailing this end of the season in? And no, they played well last week and now have a chance to get to 8-4, win on Senior Day, and they will do it if they do it, it will be on the backs of their offense. Josh Hoover, very solid quarterback, 287 yards per game. He has thrown 13 receptions, which under normal circumstances, I would say that's great for a defense, but we're also talking about the UC defense that I think has 2-3 interceptions in 11 games.
If you look, you could tell me any number you wanted, and the only one I remember is McDoom.
Yes.
And returning it to the house. The other one was also McDoom that got called back. Those are the only two I remember. The entire
so
season.
2-3, so great. He throws a lot of interceptions. Well, he's playing the team that doesn't intercept the ball. So I wouldn't expect that to change from our standpoint, but who knows? Excuse me. Yes, thank you, Teeth Malloy. Christian Harrison did have one against Utah. I believe those are the only two of the season. There might be one other one sprinkled in there in some nondescript fashion that I don't remember. Eric McAllister, wide receiver.
He's good.
He's awesome. He's not good. He's awesome.
When your defensive player comes out in the midweek presser and says he's really good, but he excels in man-to-man. Against this defense, that's terrifying.
56 catches, just over 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns, 18.2 yards per catch. That's good.
That'll do.
I think if Jordan Tyson wasn't, which Jordan Tyson has been hurt for Arizona State, gets so much of the notoriety for receivers in this conference, I think Eric McAllister's right up there with him. He is very good, can do it in all sorts of different ways. And then Jordan Dwyer, 51 catches for 646 and 5 touchdowns is a really, really good second option. And then, I'm not sure if our fans realize this, but you'll remember from the Houston days, Joseph Manjack is now at TCU, still somehow has eligibility left. 36 for 492 and 2 touchdowns. They have 6 wide receivers with at least 2 touchdowns. Get ready, boys. They're going to sling it. 40, 50, however many times is needed. Running game is optional. Running game is based on down and distance pretty much completely and what you're playing coverage-wise. If you're going to just let them run the ball, then they'll run it. But
yeah, they're
leading back. Team.
Their leading back only has 97 carries for 443. To put that into comparison, Tawee Walker has 114 carries for 661. So,
yeah, we have 2 ball carriers. I don't know if Sorsby's second or probably second because Pryor's missed a couple games, but
yeah,
they have basically the same number of carries or more carries than Kavorian Barnes. They do have Trent Battle has 6 rushing touchdowns. That feels very much like a short yardage type of back for a team that doesn't run the ball, for him to have 6 touchdowns.
Power guy.
But, they're 22nd nationally in third down offense. They're going to want to throw it, and this is going to be a back 7 type of game.
I mean, for what it's worth, it's not as if Josh Hoover makes the best decisions every time he throws the ball. He's thrown the ball, 88 times more than Sorsby. He has 8 more picks than Sorsby at 13. So if you're going to get one, this is the team to do it.
It is, but I guess my question is, and I didn't look at this to see I should look at it, but to see the game-by-game breakdown of who he's actually throwing these interceptions against. He's thrown 7 in the last 3 games.
Not great.
Well, he threw 3 against Houston, 2 against BYU, 2 against Iowa State. All have good to really good coverage units.
He's also a furry, and I dislike him for that.
Yeah, he threw none against West Virginia, none against Baylor, none against Colorado. So, yeah, TCR goes, so you're saying there's going to be a lot of pass interferences. Yeah, there could be. Because this feels very much like a Eric McAllister gets 15 targets, and whether we complete it or get a PI, it's totally cool with us.
Well, I mean, he's got roughly, 5 to 6 inches on any cornerback you line up on him.
Oh, yeah, he's not small either.
No, he's 6'3". So he's going to have the height advantage on anybody you line up on him. So he can go up and get it. I don't know what you do to stop him in this game. Unless you get pressure and you put Hoover in his position to where he's uncomfortable.
That's the problem here. Okay, so the best way he makes mistakes, like when I've seen TCU, and when he's made mistakes is when he gets hurried, when he gets outside the pocket, when he is off rhythm, he will make some like what in the F are you doing type throws. But if we don't, I'm not claiming the Bearcat football team either right now. If they just rush 3 or 4 guys, he's going to be able to stand back there and just wait to see if somebody gets open. I haven't understood it all year. I'm not going to understand it in the last game of the year. I understand that they may feel like the secondary is somewhat of a liability in coverage. And that, yes, if we send pressure, we're essentially putting them more on an island. But when you send pressure, you can also force the quarterback to make a decision quicker than he wants to, which can help you by throwing bad passes or throwing to you. It's very hard for me to believe that they will have better coverage against a probably, I don't even know if it's probably, definitively the best group of wide receivers they'll play all year.
Who else would you even put up there?
Yeah, I mean, Michael Trigg and Josh Cameron for Baylor are really, really good. But I'd still probably put
Is Trigg a receiver or is he a tight end?
He's a receiving tight end. Like they line him up outside. He's a 6'3", 240 tight end. He's not in line.
He's a massive human.
Yeah. But so I would think I would still put these guys well above that because you have 3 legitimate targets. And then, like I mentioned, you got 6 wide receivers with at least 2 touchdowns. So the other guys aren't chopped liver.
No, they're still out there making plays.
So if you're not going to have some element of pressure, we're just going to expect a secondary that has struggled against lesser groups to be able to hang with the best group they play all year.
Well, and at what point do you figure out how to button down your cushion that you're giving, and especially in short yardage situations?
Don't get me started on that, man. Don't get me started. Don't get me started on coverages. Yes, Josh. I think they could do that.
That's what I hear.
They could bracket him. I'm not sure it would matter.
If you bracket somebody, they can't catch a pass the whole game. Actually,
not only can they not catch it, they can't have it thrown to them.
You can't throw to them. You.
So maybe that's what you do. You bracket Eric McAllister. Yeah. They won't throw it to him at all, and then you just take your chances with the other guys.
Maybe 2 targets for like 13 yards or something. I don't know.
No, they are good on third down, but they're not good in the red zone. They're 111th, which makes sense because they don't run the ball very well. So when you get into the red zone and you have to run the ball, it's certainly going to be harder for them because that's something that they don't do very well. They're also not good red zone defensively at 91st in the country. They're 82nd on third down defense. They do defend. I'm surprised that they do defend the run pretty well. They're 32nd in yards per carry allowed.
Oh.
So, it's not some shoo-in of run the ball, keep their offense off the field. And that's a path to victory. Defensively, Bud Clark, 4 interceptions. Jamel Johnson, 4 interceptions. A couple other guys with 2. Those are both safety. I don't know if Johnson's a safety or corner. Bud Clark's a really good safety. They're not a big pressure team. I think I counted up like 20 sacks. This is good. To me, this comes down to how many, I feel so. We started in August talking about scoring 30 points, right?
Yeah.
They scored 13 against Utah.
Mm-hmm.
They scored, 24 against Arizona? And they scored 14 against BYU.
Yep. All correct.
I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm not sure how sturdy it is. But if they don't score 30 in this game, they're not going to win.
You think TCU only puts up 30 or 29?
Oh, I'm just saying if we don't get to 30, we're not. It could be another Arizona. It could be another BYU. I don't think their offense is amazing. They are very inconsistent. But they do a lot of good things that we struggle to defend. So let's just say they get to 28.
Well,
1 touchdown a game or a quarter. You think we're getting to 30? Based off of the way we've played offense the last 3 weeks against a defense that is not amazing, but this isn't Oklahoma State or Baylor or
I thought you saw signs of the offense getting back on track last week, especially with Sorsby. He got 300 yards.
Sorsby, yeah, but we couldn't run the ball for shit.
Couldn't run the ball, but you're playing against a team that also doesn't defend the run very well this week.
These guys defend the run pretty well.
I thought you said they were 32nd.
Nationally, that's not bad in yards per carry. They give up less than 4 yards a carry.
We'll see. I don't know how much we'll run the ball. I wouldn't be surprised to see more of the getting the run game going via screens or dump offs or something of that sort.
I mean, I'll just say that our over-under point team total is 27.5.
Isn't the spread somewhere around like 54.5?
I think it's up to 57 because their team total I think is 30.5. The spread's at 3.5, so that would make sense. We've played much better teams in these last 4 weeks than in the first 5 weeks of Big 12 play. That's just the way that it goes sometimes. You can't do anything about that. But while I agree with you that there were elements last week that gave hints that the offense is maybe getting a little bit back on track, there were still moments where I'm sure you guys talked about it post-game. Jeff and I talked about it Sunday morning that were just head-scratching moments. That whether it's personnel, whether it's clock time management, whether it's, any number of things. I was more confounded at certain moments in last week's game than I think I have been all year. Because I do not want to take anything away from BYU. I think they're really good. I think they played exactly how we thought they were going to play. Exactly. But at no point in that game was I like, man, these guys, we can't do it.
It wasn't like Utah.
It wasn't like Utah, and it wasn't like throwing it against Arizona at times. Where they were breaking on passes and getting their hands in there. And yes, I think our guys should have caught more passes, but they were knocking some, they had a good number of PBUs just on their own. But there were no points last week where I was just like, from UC's offense versus BYU's defense standpoint, where I thought they just can't do anything in this part of the game. And they scored 14 points.
I never thought BYU top to bottom was a better team than Cincinnati. I just thought that they executed better. I thought that they were more disciplined. I thought they did what needed to be done at the right times, as opposed to getting in their own way. Cincinnati got in their own way. That's not to say that BYU, I don't want to say that we beat ourselves. But
no,
I
please
think
don't do that, because I dislike that trope more than
I agree.
maybe any.
But I think that at every opportunity, instead of capitalizing on the opportunity that presented itself, we shot ourselves in the foot instead.
Well, isn't that we don't need to relitigate history, but that's kind of what this program is right now.
Fair enough.
So you're going on the road, and everybody's saying what they're supposed to say. We're doing this for the offensive line is pissed off that they couldn't carry Gavin Gerhardt out on their shoulders after the game, and now they want to, we're vowing. I'm making this up. We're vowing revenge so that we can end the year with a win. And
isn't TCU also doing it for their seniors?
Yeah, you would think, unless they don't like them. I don't know. Maybe there's some. What was the guy?
It's hate week. If they're anything like me, they hate Sonny Dykes anyway, so it's fine.
But they've turned from what was a very efficient, very clean football team, as the stress has gotten bigger, as the carrot of Dallas has gotten closer, and as the competition has gotten better, they have consistently and repeatedly played more sloppy, more careless, more inefficient football.
Yeah.
And I would love to see that end on Saturday.
It's also been against the zone. What does TCU run defensively?
I don't actually know. I didn't bother to look that up. They probably run zone.
Well, everybody runs a mixture of things. I just wonder.
I don't think they play. I don't. If you're Sonny doesn't. I'm trying to think back from the SMU days. Sonny doesn't strike me as like a man coverage, get in your face defensive coach.
I agree. He is soft.
So, but they need to go down there and get this thing back on track, because it's going to be hard. And I don't, we talked about this on Sunday morning. And you rightfully pointed out that the season's not over. They can still go win this game. Whether you, me, or anybody listening to this gives a rip about bowl games, they can still go win that, and they can still finish 9-3. They just have to go. They have to go do it, and you have to start on Saturday. Because if you don't, what?
9-4. Well, no.
Are they not? Are they 7? Yeah, they're 7-4. Sorry, 9-4.
Yeah, 9-4.
Because you're just if you don't, you're just feeding into the. And it's not wrong. It's that we can't handle any bit of success. That as the season goes on, we break down. We can't make the crucial play in the crucial moment. I don't care if you're trying to block the punt last week. You're getting the ball back in the fourth quarter. At that point, I think it was still a 2-score game, because we scored much later to make it a 14-point game. But to make it a 6-point game. You're getting the ball back. We can argue whether you should even be trying. That's a point in time where you're even trying to block a punt. I think you just set up a return and just get the ball back. But whatever. They decided they wanted to try to block a punt. And we got multiple guys. I've heard people, and I was in the car actually leaving because I didn't feel good. So I didn't see it. Multiple people off sides.
I think there were 2 or 3.
In the neutral zone, plus somebody jumped. So, what are we doing? Those are basic mental errors that have nothing to do with straining or fighting off something that the opponent is doing. If those are the things that are happening now, What are the things that are happening in actual in-game situations that you're screwing up?
Hard to say.
Hard to say. It is hard to say.
I mean, we're on the outside looking in. We don't know. We're all just trying to. You're right though. If you lose these last two games, that does.
I don't even care about a bowl game. I mean, a bowl game that'll get added on to any potential losing streak.
Sure, whatever.
People will use it to. But if you're 7-1 and you lose your last 4 games,
yeah.
If you go from if we win, we're playing good. If we win, we go to Dallas to we just lost 4 games in a row.
The storyline's written itself. You have a chance here this week to change the storyline.
Yeah, because I talked about it a ton when it come into the season was one of the big things I wanted to see was to go on. Can you go on the road? You got this advantageous schedule where you got a neutral, 7 home games, 4 road games. How many of those road games can you go get? Well, if they get this one, they would have gone 3-1, and the only loss would be to Utah, which I think 99 out of 100 people penciled in as a loss before the season started. So you're not dinging them for. I'm not going to ding them for losing the game that I expected them to lose. So go get it done. You're 3-1 on the road. That's very, very much something that was not the case going into the year. And 8-4 to me, and we said this. I know you were higher on them coming into the year than I was, but if you go 8-4 versus 7-5, is it that big of a difference? No. But if you go 8-4 versus what this 7-5 would be, that would be a massive difference.
I think 8-4 just sounds better. It looks better, especially when you're trying to do things like improve the team via recruiting in both the transfer portal.
I'm just saying 7-5, but you lost 4 games in a row to get to 7-5.
Gross. You don't. Nobody wants that.
Like if you told me it was 7-5 and they were 2 wins here, a loss here, a win here, 2 losses here, like very much a back and forth type thing. Okay, you're an inconsistent but getting better program.
If you lose tomorrow, I don't know how you're selling tickets to the back end of the
well, they're
season.
not losing tomorrow because they don't play tomorrow.
Sorry, Saturday. But if you lose on Saturday, how do you sell tickets to the general public next season for your conference slate? I don't know how you do it.
Not my job.
Especially in the back half, because we're all out at that point.
I don't know how you do that because I don't know who is selling Bearcat programs right now.
It's a tough gig.
Oh, I don't think it should be. I'm genuinely saying I don't know who is promoting and selling these programs right now.
I'm just saying whoever is. That's not a job I would want this holiday season.
Maybe that's for one of these podcasts in a couple weeks.
Maybe that's one for the BCJ pod. I don't want it anywhere near Monday night.
No, that's certainly not a BBP pod. That's my wheelhouse.
Yeah, you go ahead and take that one.
Yeah, I'll wait till after Thanksgiving. I don't want to ruin anybody's time with their family. But anyway, I don't think things are great right now. I'm really surprised that TCU bounced back in that game. I was fully expecting them to lay down to Houston, and they didn't. And so now I think they have totally different vibes coming into this game. And I'm going to go 34-24 TCU.
So you did go over the 30 with TCU.
No, TCU scoring over 30, not us.
Well, I didn't know if you were going to put them over 30 or not. I don't know. The eternal optimist in me says that they get it done. I don't think they get it done by much. I'm gonna go 31-27 Cincinnati. And I'm gonna be loud wrong.
Hey, I hope you're quietly right.
That's fine. I'm not gonna touch it with my money though, I'll tell you that.
Well, I've touched it all sorts of ways.
I don't want to know anything more about that.
TCU minus 1.5 third quarter. Because we've scored a grand total of 23 points in 8 Big 12 games in the third quarter.
Yeah, I don't know what we're doing in the third quarter.
Anyway,
indeed.
There can be more. I'm sure that we could offer up some more analyzation of TCU and everything. This is just about like which one of these teams gets into the second half and is down 7 or down 10 and actually gives a shit and tries to get back in the game.
Who cares about finishing their season with a win? With that 8th win. Yeah. I think you're right.
So we will be watching 3:30 Fox.
For whatever it's worth, money is moving towards Cincinnati. It opened at 4.5 and it's moved to 3.5.
Not really understanding that, but anyway. Shall we do a 6-pack?
Sure, we'll go ahead and
stumble
through one last timestamp for Turtles Brew. But check out Turtles Brew, turtlesbrew.com. The only zero sugar, zero carb, gluten-free, bourbon-infused tea that helps save the sea turtles. They have locations all over the greater Cincinnati area, moved into a lot of Ohio. Check out your local liquor store. A lot of times they're on an end cap, sometimes down towards the floor, where you can grab your Capri Sun style pouch of Turtles Brew in flavors like orange vanilla. I think that's the best. Lemonade, strawberry, kiwi, I think. Yeah, check out turtlesbrew.com, and it's delicious. It really is.
Hold on, I'm looking up something real quick. Football. Okay, so, here we go. TCU running back Kavorian Barnes is out.
Don't hate that.
They have 3 and safety Bud Clark is doubtful. So probably their best defensive player and their starting running back look like they will not be playing. I cannot speak to some of these other cats on the injury report that just came out. So this is as of, 30 minutes ago. And Jaquan Sanks is the only Bearcat listed, and he is listed as probable.
I'm guessing that's just lingering effects of that concussion that took him out. I'm assuming it was a concussion. It looked like a concussion from Saturday.
Yeah. So that's interesting that, you have two significant players for them that are looking like they won't be playing. They have 3 corners listed, but I don't know if, there was a point earlier in the year when we were listing a bunch of guys who were redshirting. So I don't know if those guys play or what. So, but Kavorian Barnes and Bud Clark not playing would be pretty big.
Bud Clark sounds like a football player straight out of the 70s.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's do a 6-pack. Rivalry week brought to you by Cincy Light.
Hate.
Get your 6-packs of Cincy Light. Oh, there he is. He's here, ladies and gentlemen, just in time for me to go away. So we're going to start Turkey night tomorrow night. If you don't want to watch the Bengals, which I don't blame you because they stink too. Navy at Memphis, 7:30 ESPN. I don't think this game actually has any bearing on who wins the American. I think that's down to pretty much a Tulane North Texas thing with one of them playing. I think Tulane plays Charlotte, North Texas plays Temple. So I'm not anticipating a loss from either one of those teams. But this should still be a fun game. Two good teams. And then you don't have to watch the Bengals. So I think you should watch that. Then we're going to go to the Egg Bowl Friday, which I don't know if you guys knew this. The Egg Bowl is named the Egg Bowl because they screwed up the trophy and made the football on top of the trophy look more like an egg than a football. And there's actually no poultry of really any kind in the state of Mississippi, poultry farming and anything. So the state of Mississippi has a trophy named after the Ole Miss Mississippi State game that has nothing to do, that is called the Egg Bowl, has nothing to do with eggs.
That's fantastic.
And this is only on here because who the hell is Lane Kiffin going to announce where he's going at halftime if they're losing by a lot? Is he going to announce he's staying after the game if they win and go to the playoff? Like, this game should actually not be that entertaining, but there will be a lot of shenanigans and tomfoolery surrounding the game. And in the morning, I wouldn't be surprised if some news broke Friday morning about Kiffin. Who the hell knows? Maybe he's going to play this game and then show up at game day on Saturday to unveil where he wants to coach next. Then we're going to go to the Territorial Cup. Do you guys know what the Territorial Cup is?
Sure don't.
Arizona State.
I did know that one.
Friday, 9:00, Fox. Got to give Kenny Dillingham a lot of credit. He is winning football games with Jeff Sims as his quarterback. That seems to be harder than beating Eastern Michigan in basketball. And Arizona's playing really good. I like the Cats in this one, but should be a good game.
You think Jeff Sims is going to struggle against that Arizona defense?
He might. Although he can't really throw the ball against anybody, so it might not be that different, but
he's been playing out of his mind.
He has been. That's like Kenny Dillingham. If they win this game and they're 9-3 with him playing half the season, I think that's more impressive than them going to the college football playoff last year.
That's a hell of a job, if that's the case.
I'd be looking at him as a coach if I was one of these SEC programs. Programs. All right, now we get to go to Saturday. Oh, no, sorry. Texas A&M, Texas is also Friday, 7:30 ABC. Can Texas keep Texas A&M out of the SEC championship game? They are definitely, A&M is definitely in the playoff, regardless of what happens in this game. But another good rivalry. A&M didn't want Texas in the SEC, so there's some good old hate in this one too. I would put Georgia Tech on there, which is actually called good old-fashioned hate. That's the name of the rivalry. But Georgia Tech's defense is atrocious, and Georgia should score 50 on them and beat them by a lot. Noon, Fox, the game, Ohio State at Michigan.
I hope Michigan wins again.
Can the Buckeyes break the streak?
God, I hope they win.
I think they're going to blow Michigan out. But everybody else thought that was going to happen last year. And
everyone thinks it's going to happen every year.
This Michigan team is way better than last year's Michigan team. So, who the hell knows? And then we're going to finish it. Vanderbilt at Tennessee, 3:30, ESPN. The Vols got a win in the Swamp last week for the first time since 2003. So, vibes are high in Knoxville. and you get a chance to end it all for Mr. Pavia and his Heisman posing mother. Send those geeks back to Broadway in Nashville, where they belong. That's all I got for the six-pack. I almost threw Kentucky Louisville on there because I think it's just going to be a disaster and will be fun to watch.
Honorable mention.
Yeah, that's all I got. Hi, Chad. How was your night?
It was a night. It was a night.
Well,
I mean, you guys can go ahead and I guess, Aaron, should we end this show and start another show? Or
I fulfilled my obligation.
I think we should, only because when you upload the podcast, you're going to want it separate.
Yeah. I'm sure Dave had some very well-reasoned, rational thoughts to start this one.
I was extremely rational.
He just wanted to make sure that he didn't accidentally say "we" when referring to the Bearcats, because he is not a part of that loss, and wanted to make sure that everyone knew he was not a part of that loss.
That's a they-them thing.
Got to get your pronouns right, Dave.
Yeah, get your pronouns right. It's a they-them, not a we-us thing.
It is something. I'll just say this to end this show, to tease everybody to stick around for what's coming next. It is something to play a team predicted to finish 9th in the MAC. That team doesn't play particularly well, and you kind of get dominated for 40 minutes. Like when those things happen, right? When you get got by a bye game, right?
Yeah, it's normally because they made 15 threes.
They have a guy that plays out of their mind. They as a team they play well above their lot. Did Eastern Michigan play better than Eastern Michigan normally plays? Sure. But it wasn't like that was fluky. There was nothing fluky about that.
No.
They got their butt kicked by a team that's going to finish in the middle to bottom of the MAC.
Chad, they lost to the Indiana University of Indianapolis and gave up 90 points to those guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
90 points.
There was nothing fluky about this. That's how bad Cincinnati played.
Gray Bush. Yes, as the defending champs are on their way to 19-1 to start the year, which I'm about to go watch because that's my team. At least one of my teams might win a game tonight. I had to watch the other one blow a 12-point second-half lead to Kansas.
Yeah.
So,
all right, let's.
Yeah. Good night, everybody. Have a great Thanksgiving. I'll see you Sunday morning for the last regular season Bearcat brunch of the year, as we eagerly anticipate what bowl game the Bearcats will be playing in.
Okay.
Good night. God bless.
Happy Thanksgiving.